Hello and welcome back. It's me again, and I'm not sick anymore. Today we're gonna be talking about predestination and just touch a bit on Calvin. And today we are going to be playing challenge number 24, Pay to Play. Ha ha ha. Bit of an aside, real quick. Okay, first things first, how the challenge works, since I've more or less been describing that each time. Every single door costs a penny to enter, and I will die if I run out of money. But I get money occasionally. That's nice. Anyway, bit of an aside first. I am no longer sick. That is great. That is wonderful. However, despite that, I was actually very busy while I was still sick. However, it was not busy with work. Thankfully, I just pushed myself to be busy because I'm a freak, I guess. I don't know. The other important thing to mention here is that is amazing. That's a lot of pennies. The other important thing to mention here is that yesterday, I believe it was, I finished the daily challenges, all of them, all 31 of them. It's done. So there will be a montage for the daily challenges at some point. I can't really say when because I've never done a big editing project like that before. I'll just set a very lofty isn't the right word. I'll set a very generous goal for myself and say I'll try and get the montage up by the end. Oh, thank you. By the end of this season. That's all. 2 of the same pill. Well, it wasn't anything good, so that's neat. Why did I lose? Oh, I guess I occasionally drop pennies when I take damage. That's good to know. Anyway, let's talk about Calvin and predestination now. So, well, not so much about Calvin, more about predestination. And yeah, there was no way of getting that guy to back up all the way to the rock, but whatever. Oh, cool. Oh, less cool. I would rather not go to the shop at all. That's right, that's right. Whoa. Whoa. If you haven't seen this item since they redid it, it's every die together, but you can choose. Which really just means I'm gonna pick the D6 every time. Ugh, I need more money though. Okay, so predestination. What is it? Where does it come from biblically? And what does this Calvin guy say about it? No, my money, he took a penny. I'll take that. I do need more luck, or more money, of course. So, there are 3 major verses that talk about predestination. Yeah, I'll go up here. The first one is from Ephesians, as is the second one too, actually, but we'll get to that in just a minute. Oh, wait, I can re-roll the stuff! I can re-roll hearts into more money. Let's see, it's not eternal, it's not the stats, it's not you, it's you. Well, I got 2, okay. I don't think that worked out so well. Get the D6 back, there we go. So, the first verse, and again, let me give my usual disclaimer, I always read the NRSV UE version when I read the Bible, at least to you here. I have a physical NRSV Bible myself that I read from a lot. Well, maybe not as much as I'd like, but, you know, multiple times a week at least. But not daily, even though I probably should. It'd probably be good for me. So, the first verse I will... Oh, actually, do I want to... Yeah, I think I do. Oh, wait, yes, good. I was hoping this was here because there are plenty of hearts for me to pick back up. In fact, I'll go all the way. That didn't help me that much because if you noticed, I was dropping pennies occasionally and losing them, but whatever. It worked well enough to get me nearly back up to 50. So, first verse. Ephesians chapter 1, verses 4 through 5. And let's get you cleared out here. I am terrified of you. Please die. Okay, thank you. Just as he chose us in Christ before the foundation of the world, to be holy and blameless before him in love, he destined us for adoption as his children through Jesus Christ, according to the good pleasure of his will. And I looked away. I lost 1 penny. That's okay. I can survive without 1 penny. For now. Hey, look, a penny. No, I will not be going to Satan. I don't have enough charge, but I'm fine with this item anyway. And... this run might take a while, but let me go and blow this up. Yes, I know it's cursed. Wait, I still lost a penny? Oh. Huh. I'm confused. At least I gained a bomb. So I lose the penny guaranteed and drop a penny. Okay. Cool. Well... okay, final thing. Let me blow them up. Oh, they're not that close to each other. I thought they were. That was absolutely worthwhile. Alright, I am so glad I did that. Okay, so second verse that I want to read here is also from Ephesians chapter 1, verse 11. Paul writes, "In Christ we have also obtained an inheritance, having been destined according to the purpose of him who accomplishes all things according to his counsel and will." I can enter here for free? Alright. Oh. I don't really want that. Fate. Sure, whatever. Hey, I needed that. And I guess I could do with the watch battery. Wouldn't hurt. So if you aren't very familiar with the Bible or Ephesians or any of that, then let me say it. Oh, cool. Let me say it this way, that Ephesus is a very large, very important city. Or is it even a city, or is it more of a province, or... that's not the right word either. Well, that's a bit embarrassing that I can't think of the right word off the top of my head. But let me tell you, go look at the big Temple of Athena that was there. One of the ancient wonders of the world. That's located in Ephesus. It's a big city, so Paul plants a church there a while ago now. In the context of this, well, not that long ago, relatively speaking. But he planted a church there, and this isn't his first correspondence with them, but it's the only one we have of his to Ephesus. Ephesus. Penny. Risky. Uh-oh. Don't do... No! You may have saved my life, little fly, because he deals extra damage. I do not want the latch key. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Okay. So in both of those passages that I read, you have seen the terms, or the words, chosen and predestined, and I am scared of this room. Please don't hurt me. Uh-oh. From both sides. There we go. Yes, so he chose us in Christ. Now, I'm not giving you the full context for these passages, but that's because the full context isn't required to see that Paul certainly speaks of predestination a bit. And he's sort of unambiguous, at least in the term itself. It's still a bit ambiguous insofar as what exactly he means theologically by his usage of these terms, but it's pretty clear that he is talking about some kind of predestination. And that is quite the range on you, sir. Where did you go? I don't want to break that yet. Oh. Yeah, no? Right, there's these guys. And you, and you, and you. Yes. And I get a penny. Ow. No. My penny. Well, I'll go... Yeah, I figured this was the wrong way, but I went there anyway. And I'll come back for that poop later. Ah, yes. Please do not. Simply don't. Ooh, another arcade. Yes, yes, yes. Excellent. I will take this. And then I will go back for the poop. Please, please, please. This is ridiculous. Finally, I got... Okay, I did slightly better. That's not really... That would give me speed, wouldn't it? I don't care that much. Whoop. If I died there, that would have been so embarrassing. And I would have had to live with it, too, because I don't scrap footage. Oh, that'd be nice. Anyway, I've read you 2 of the passages. Let me read you the 3rd one. Oh. Cool. The 3rd passage, again by Paul, again all in the New Testament. Please restrain yourself. Is in Romans chapter 8, verses 29 through 30. So this is not just an idea, a concept that Paul speaks of with the Ephesians alone. He talks about predestination a little bit with the Romans. Okay, anything else? Go time. Please do not. Okay, I was worried that he'd do something else right underneath me. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. I don't want to get hit. I don't want to get hit. I would like that 18% chance. I got it. I'll take damage. That is awful, which is why if I'm gonna re-roll, I'm gonna get 2 angel room items out of this. Hey. Bad. Bad. Oh. Get out of here. Yay, free penny. And... oh. Well, I got one useful item. I am not getting rid of my D infinity. If only I had a real use for keys this particular run, but oh well, oh swell. Romans 8, 29 through 30 reads, "For those whom he foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son." Ooh. Okay. Oh, very nice. To be conformed to the image of his Son, in order that he might be the firstborn within a large family, and those... careful now. Those whom he predestined, he also called, and those whom he called, he also justified, and those whom he justified, he also glorified. So again, very explicit use of, talking about predestination. So, if you... oh, come on. Ah! Oh, right. I guess I did have a soul heart that immediately went away with that. Oh, well. Oh, well. I got one angel room item. I guess that... oh, thank you. I guess that's good enough. So, yeah. Paul absolutely talking in some sort of meaning, some sort of context about predestination. So what exactly does he mean by it? Oh, okay, very nice. And boss time. Okay. I do not like this boss. I do not like the little rock things. Do not approach me, rock things. Do not approach me. That approached me. This is punishment. Do not. There we go. Yes, I will take that. Yeah, that's pretty good DPS. So, perhaps you've heard this in Christian theology before. Even if you aren't Christian, the idea that God exists outside of time because time itself is a created thing. So for God to have created it, at least that is the assumption, that means God must not be bound or constrained by it unless he voluntarily chooses to be, such as, like, being, Jesus, God incarnate. But that God's true nature, if you want to call it that, is ultimately outside of it. Ooh, that is really nice for me. Ow. Good, good. I will continue this way. Oh, it's a stone guy. I thought it was... I looked at him out of the corner of my eye, I thought it was another one of those same champions. Yay. No penny, though. Suspicious. Good, this is the correct direction. I'm glad. I'm good at guessing these. I'm excited. That is also true. Oh, it's the depths too. We're gonna see Mom. Hey, Mom. So, without Predestination, I don't have the full history of it written down because, honestly, I was very busy this week. I apologize for that. I don't mean to use that as an excuse. Oh, the money. Oh, I'm excited. I don't mean to use that as an excuse for poor research or anything. I am just explaining myself, that's all. Ah, nothing. Ah, I guess that's fine. Actually, I probably should have re-rolled that, shouldn't I have? I'm not even... maybe I don't think it's possible to, actually. And I probably should have used Temperance last floor. Oh well. When am I gonna get excited again? It should be coming up... Oh! Speak of the devil... Uh-oh. That is not really what I wanted. Yay! It worked out. Get out of here. Oh, well, can't get that anymore. And yeah, this was the wrong way. Aw, nuts. I can use Temperance here. Once. Oh. Wait a minute. Ooh. Sure, I mean, it's not an amazing item for me, but it's not bad. Being immune to explosions in general is not bad at all, and I have the keys for... Okay. Alright, we're doing pretty good now. Like, really good, actually. Fantastic. So I don't have the full history of Predestination written down. Again, that's just me explaining myself. Explaining more or less what I'm gonna talk about instead is just a bit about John Calvin himself and what Predestination means in a more modern context, in a more modern dialogue, if you will. And I say all this because Paul didn't really elaborate what exactly he meant when he talked about Predestination, because as it turns out, I don't know, maybe you didn't think it was all that confusing, but various theologians and apologeticians, that's not the correct term for them, whatever, did go some different directions with their interpretations of what Paul meant here. And I am slow. It is sad. But oh well. So John Calvin is... You were already dead, sir. Okay. Oh, never mind. Got a penny back at least. That's also not bad. I'll take it. No. There we go. Get that max speed, max fire rate. John Calvin, who is a French pastor and apologist, who was a French pastor and apologist. He had some controversies around some of his theology, but most of the controversies were actually not related to predestination. It's still speculated how anti-Semitic he was, if he was at all, really. But his other controversies focused on the Eucharist, which is not today's topic. But he is most well known for Calvinism, and part of Calvinism is a very strict belief in, as it's called, double predestination. And I personally disagree a lot with predestination in general. I mean, it exists to some extent, yes, but that I disagree with Calvinism mainly. Let me put it that way. But the reasons... Oh, see you. I still have yet to get to the reasons, so please hold off on you know, judging that for now. Judging me on that for now. Brain fried. Like, even though I'm not sick, I'm so tired mentally. But whatever. I push through because I want to be strong like that. That's all. So John Calvin actually writes... Ooh. And this is the womb too. Let me also focus on this fight first. Not also. Instead. Apologies. But this is how I play the game. This is how you're meant to play the game. My money! I need that for, like, buying groceries or something. Obviously, I'm not gonna buy a house. Those things are way too expensive. I don't believe anyone actually owns a house. It's just a myth. John Calvin writes, and this is an exact quote, granted it's translated, but still. All are not created on equal terms, but some are preordained to eternal life, others to eternal damnation, and accordingly, as each has been created for one or other of these ends, we say that he has been predestined to life or to death. And that is basically Calvinism, but it's interesting to note that John Calvin himself doesn't really like that theology, it seems, even though that's, what he is known for. Again, his theology does confirm double predestination, that is, God necessarily chooses chaos. No thanks. That's useless to me. That is, single predestination would be God predestining who enters heaven, which the Bible kind of does say happens, but there are some arguments as to what that actually means. Nice. Oh, the battery. Yes. Yes. Sure. Double predestination, then, therefore, means that God is predestining not just those who enter heaven, but those who go to hell as well. And again, Calvin says, not again, but Calvin even says of that, another exact quote here, "The decree is dreadful indeed, I confess." In other words, it is what he believes in, but he doesn't like it. He thinks it's kind of cruel, even though it's the conclusion that he came to. Curious. So the short of predestination, what it is biblically and how I like to think of it, is that it's just a side effect, a very strange side effect, of God being outside of time. That because God knows the future, because time is a construct to him, he is beyond it, he is outside of it, he is able to observe the past, the present, and the future all at once, rather than we who live inside of time and all that jazz. As a side effect of that property of God, he knows who will go to heaven ultimately, and so arguably he knows who to, let me put it this way, invest in. That again, as Paul wrote, that we are called. Those whom he predestined, he also called, and those whom he called, he also justified. And those whom he justified, he also glorified. Ah, excellent. And sorry for the loudness. Oh, great. There have been so many sloths. I don't know why. Is this trying to tell me something? Ooh. Right, I shouldn't be afraid of that. Oh, very nice. Still not the correct way. No, I almost evaded that. So, in other words, again, because God exists outside of time, he knows who can be saved and who will be saved, and so he will invest in the people that will be saved, but not invest in people that won't be saved. But I really feel that's not the same as saying that God has given up on people. Okay, I don't like the fact that I lost 2 health back to back. So, okay, and now I've won. Great. So, again, just because God does know the future, quote unquote, well, I shouldn't say quote unquote. Just because God does know the future doesn't mean that God has created people unfairly. I believe that God has created all people perfectly fairly. Well, that doesn't mean all of our lives are fair, but that in terms of salvation, we are all fair. But because God knows who will ultimately accept the gift of salvation and who won't, God knows who to invest in and who to not so much invest in. But again, that does not, to me, imply that God is intentionally damning people to hell. I really do side more with the theological aspect that when people go to hell, and as Jesus himself says, many people will, that you are walking there because it's something you have chosen, something you have decided on, and many people will still decide to go there anyway, even though it is literal hell. But maybe all of this just indicates a need for an actual conversation about what hell is and what hell isn't. So maybe I'll do that next time, I don't know. Or maybe I'll go further into Calvinism and talk about like the Eucharist or something. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I'm busy, I'm tired. And I will see you again tomorrow, so I hope you enjoyed and I hope you learned something. Take care.